for calling me in this important debate, and as it's the first time I've spoken with you in the chair, may I offer my sincere congratulations on your election recently. It is difficult to describe, without risking being accused of hyperbole, the sheer misery that passengers and commuters in my Crawley constituency, but across the south, have suffered in recent years because of the significant disruption of Southern Railway services. We have heard many honourable and right honourable members describe people losing their jobs, being in disciplinary hearings at their employment because they are consistently late for work. At the other end of the day, I have come across many accounts, unacceptable accounts of my constituents who don't get home to do the simple but very important things of reading a bedtime story to their children or sitting around the table together to have an evening meal. Lives literally and livelihoods being wrecked by the disruption that we have seen. And indeed, many times, Madam Deputy Speaker, I've yet to cross you in this way, but I've been late to question times and debates in this chamber myself because of Southern delaying me a service I use on a regular basis to get to Westminster. Why have we had this situation? Well, I think it is fourfold. First of all, we have a franchise structure which has been bizarrely established by the Department for Transport. And I think the government really needs to learn some very serious lessons in the way that train franchises are structured. Secondly, we have, as again many honourable and right honourable members have said, a network that is by far the busiest in the country and is at capacity or over capacity on too many occasions. And on that point, I particularly welcome the £300 million of investment for Network Rail that the government are putting in to ensure those engineering problems are addressed. Then we have Southern and the parent company GTR, a company that frankly haven't performed very well indeed, and again, without repeating earlier stories, some of the way that they have treated their customers is quite appalling. And lastly, as highlighted in the GIB review, and I congratulate the government for initiating that review last year, we have militant unions who are determined to exploit the misery of passengers and the situation for, frankly, their own political ends. There is blame all around on this issue, and the people who are suffering, literally standing in the middle of this argument, standing on cold platforms often, are the travelling public of my constituency and elsewhere in the country. And from a sedentary position, my honourable friend from East Worthing and Shoreham says people standing on trains as well, and that's certainly my daily experience as well. Madam Deputy Speaker, this situation does need to be addressed. There have been improvements. I welcome additional investment, millions of pounds of additional investment in Three Bridges Station in my constituency and Gatwick Station in my constituency. That is important, although quite frankly the image of Great Britain as people arrive at London Gatwick Airport and try to get to our capital, I'd be delighted to give way.
It's very generous to give way at this time. I wonder if my honourable friend could comment on the impact on Gatwick. My constituents travelling from Southampton across to Brighton, commuting that way to avoid the M27, or indeed people taking flights to Gatwick and missing them, being left simply on the side of the platform.
Well, my honourable friend from Eastleigh is absolutely right in that the impact on not only the economy but people's lives, missing flights to go on holiday or to do business in the capital or around the southeast has had a massive impact, and that is an aspect that perhaps isn't always highlighted, and I'm grateful for the chance to do that here in the House today. This situation, as